We live back in full effect for once again another episode of the APF podcast, episode 94. It is I, the most phenomenal man that has shocked the system once again, aka the coach.
And it's your boy going for. Hope you guys enjoying Friday and the start of the weekend. Let's get into it.
So, as we all know, that there has been Robinhood. Robinhood has been popping off lately with their little GameStop stocks, and this is news to me that I was out of nowhere. They just started blowing up because GameStop had like people was buying and selling, and Robinhood was not having it, so they decided to cut that all off, and they were even selling some of their users' stocks. So,
Yep.
what do you think about all that?
Well, clearly, Robinhood. But if we go to the beginning of all of this is all because, a bunch of hedge funds were trying to short GameStop by having around 140% of short stocks in GameStop, which is literally impossible because there is not 140% of stocks to short. So people on the Reddit forum called Wall Street Bets, after a video made by a guy with the last name was a Kitty on YouTube, and he had a video because I was listening to Alexandria Ocasio Cortez talk about it, and the guy who made Reddit, who's Serena Williams' husband, he said there was a video on YouTube about a guy who was talking about and showing how much this hedge fund was short stocking in GameStop, and he put it on YouTube. And the people at Wall Street Bets, a Reddit forum where they do mostly memes and not even that serious, just a bunch of memers, we're like, you know what? Let's go buy some stock in GameStop. And what happened? Well, they basically did a squeeze, which is they are squeezing out these gigantic hedge funds. You have people on that forum who, if you go on that forum, have made, one guy has $33 million in stock. Okay? $33 million in stock that he is holding right now. There's other people with like 50K and other people with 300K. You have people saying that they can now pay for a house, now pay off their student debt, get their parents a house, have food on the table. Okay, so this has been a good thing. And as much as you watch CNBC or the dumpsters for where these hedge funds go on TV and dump their nonsense saying that they should be hurt, they now, because it's the small people like you and me and the people listening that are giving them the middle finger. Now you have Robinhood wanting to say because of market volatility and to try to save people. Number one, you shouldn't even be able to stop selling stock because the SEC or NASDAQ should be. So I don't even know why is that even possible, number one. Number two, this is not because you're trying to save people from themselves. Don't tell me that people don't understand how the stock market works. You don't have to be somebody who knows the stock market to know when you play the stock market, you can win or you can lose. So the reason why, in a lot of people's minds, that they are doing this shortage of stock or not allowing you to buy stock at the amount you used to be able to is really, the truth is that they don't have the money. Now, if they would have just said, we don't have the liquid assets, because as we know, they had to get, I think it was like $1 billion in liquid assets. Yeah. $1 billion in assets to cover the cost of the amount of stocks are being bought, then this would have been okay. But you have Vlad, who's the owner of Robinhood, trying to go on CNN with Chris Cuomo and go on CNBC and say this is not a liquidation. This is not a money issue. This is us trying to worry about the customer and the market volatility and, trying to reel things back in. That's just not the truth. He got a call, in my opinion, from Citadel, the hedge fund that owns Robinhood, and they told him, "Hey, we need you to stop them buying all these stocks because we're losing money." And what did they What did they do? Why? Because they own them. They did what they said. Look, man. Nobody believes the bullshit he's saying about we're trying to protect people. That's some of the most nonsense, most abhorrent thing I've ever heard in a while. You're telling me that you're protecting people from things they already know? You think if this was me and I was on there with $30 million just holding it up, I don't know I can lose that nonsense in a minute? Come on, people know this. No, they're just mad that we regular people, for 1 week, outsmarted them and destroyed like $70 billion. They lost 70 billion, man, in a week, all because they got too greedy and wanted to short sell a GameStop, which nobody likes. You know, nobody likes GameStop. They have horrible buyback
Yeah,
programs.
yeah, they were terrible, man.
Okay, but we are not going to sit here and stand for them to just kill a company so they can make a bunch of money. So why don't we do it too? Because I like people say, you play video games. Well, the stock market is a video game, and some people win and some people lose. And if you know how to play it, you can win. And for a week, the small retail investors won, and now everybody's losing their mind, and they want to fix it, and they want to do regulation. But when the rich people did it, it wasn't a problem.
Yeah, man, I was, yeah, about the GameStop thing. One time went over there. Sold like games. Long story short, only came with about like what 20 something dollars, and I was like, bro, what, what you guys are like a, big company, put that like that, but then y'all have the worst money back ratios I've ever seen. People that are smaller game companies can do will have done better. No, smaller game stores will have done better than that. Like it's whatever. It's all good, but I'm surprised GameStop is still even around to this day. And
Well,
all of a sudden they got this 15 minutes of relevancy because people wanted to just say fuck, just wanted to fuck him over and just take what they can just take what they can take and do whatever they want to do when they buy all those stocks.
yeah, they still have restrictions on people buying stocks there, and I'm just gonna say this here: Robinhood better be very very careful because people are going to they're going to move to Fidelity and different brokerages that are not going to limit them, and then what's going to happen? So I find they better be super careful with this limiting of people. I don't know why they're limiting people to buy GameStop. They're limiting Starbucks now. I don't even know why they're limiting Starbucks. They're not up to 50 different companies they're limiting now. I don't know why they're limiting you know freaking Starbucks. This is not Starbucks. But look, people are just telling you if you keep if you keep shorting these stocks, then these people are going to come out. And just because some people may not publish reports about it, don't think people aren't always watching. This is a move by the regular people to tell you that there will be no more short selling. We know how to play the market, and if we see this again, we'll be back and we will put you right on your ass again, and you'll be losing another 70 billion. But this whole thing shows just how rigged the system is. Because when the rich people do it, it's not a problem. But when you and me decide
So
that
go
that
ahead, just say F it and go ahead and buy it. It's a problem.
yeah,
Okay.
they want to say it's market manipulation. They market manipulate for all the time. So we get to do it. If I had money and put $200 and I make 30 million or whatever, number one, I'm bouncing out of there anyways. But number two, it's not like there's any manipulation going on. Nobody manipulate these people. People go on forums and talk. What? Because you put online and you freaks doing in a backyard of mansions and in your cigar rooms, it's anything bad, please. They always cry.
So that being said, let's see. Well, my, Bradley Beal. He's having a career season right now, averaging 34.4 points per game, and I would like to dive into his stats for every game that he has fucking played, and and even his wife said it too. So all the way back to December, he had 28. Then he had 31, 27, 60, 41, 34, 33, and no, he had 31, 33, and then 47. So right now he's the only player. He's the first player in NBA history to have multiple 40-point games and lose them consistently, consecutively. So, and I think, and then we look at what I mean. I won't even look at Westbrook because Westbrook ain't did shit since he been there. So, let me give you this scenario. Do you think Brad? I don't even know when his contract.
He has 2 more years.
So you think he's gonna force a trade, or you think he's gonna just, or you think he's gonna wait when free
He
agency
needs
comes up?
to think about his career. He's 27. Look, he may not want to force a trade or whatever if he doesn't want to be the mean guy. But after this year, he needs to say I'm out and say I want to be traded. If I was him, I would do it now. I would say in quiet to the owner, look, I want to be traded. We're 3-11. I've look. I've scored 10. I'm the first player that in history to score 40 points 10 straight games, and we lose all of them. Like, yes, can they not defend? Yes, but come on, he's got to leave. He's not that. That team is a really bad team. They've been bad for 2 years, a really longer. Excuse me, and he should totally force his way out. Why are you stuck in that situation? We told you to get out of that situation a year ago. We said get out of Washington and go to a team that actually can put you on TV so people can know you and you can actually experience winning. Yes, did they win early in John Wall's career within like the first 5 years going to the playoffs and winning
Yeah, they
series
did.
or couple? Yes, they did. But you haven't had that since. You haven't made the playoffs in 4 or 5 years. You've basically just been over there scoring a bunch of points and not getting any kind of recognition. No All NBAs. No All. I think he make All Stars.
He made All Star.
He made
He
all.
made
Yeah, one. Um, in this period of where
he made it. He made it 18 and 19.
Okay, so the East is really bad, so I understand why they may give it to him. So yeah, he made some all stars, but you care about winning. And when you see that face he had when he after facing John Wall, he sees John Wall has a team that's winning. He sees John Wall has some legit good players, and he's on the bench over there shaking his head like, "What am I doing here?" And we told you, but he wanted to be loyal. Look, Bradley
Loyalty
Beal,
doesn't get you rings, my boy. It's not you
at
can't be.
least at least could he enjoy some like winning? All he does is lose. All he does is lose.
I mean,
But
this is what I've been saying about Devin Booker too. But look, his situation changed a bit now.
yeah, I mean, for me, I just think he should totally ask for a trade. Uh, that's all I know. He should totally ask for a trade all the time if he wants to win. That Washington is dead. They need to complete rebuild. They got Rui Hachimura, Denny Avdija, Thomas Bryant. They got Russell. If Russell Westbrook wants to stay there for the couple next years and they want to keep him, fine. But all I know is he needs to bounce. He needs to tell them right now I want to be traded. I like to be traded before the trading deadline, and I surely want to be traded in the summer. And I think it's going to happen. They need, and because they also need themselves a new break. As they always say, they need a new facelift. And they've had Bradley Beal. They had the John Wall thing for a while, and now with Westbrook is not working. there's an incredible stat where Russell Westbrook has shot 163 shots and scored 163 points at a point. So basically, this guy is just not efficient. So it's
Just,
just crazy.
just imagine scoring 163 shots, 163 points, 1 point per shot. Them obviously that means you're inconsistent as fuck. We all know that. But at the same time, if you have 163 shots, you should have at least double the points. At least double. But he doesn't have that because he's not a good shooter. He's he's not a good shooter. He just all he does is rim run and then that's it. I mean, yeah, he's a good passer, but at the same time, it's just like when are you going to know that when are you going to know that it's just looking bad, man? How I have 163 points off the 163 shots. He would be the one to do that. He would be the one to have that kind of that stat, which is sad.
Yeah, that is just a really bad team, and he's got to leave. The Warriors, the Lakers. Depending on the team and the assets the team has, you just saw what James Harden went for, which was a bunch of picks. Well, basically, to get the guy to the Nets, it was basically like two of their best players, all their picks. So what does Bradley Beal get? Half of that, maybe one, two picks, and a really good player from a team. You know, I would love the Warriors to just trade away like Kelly Oubre because he's been horrendous, and
All
maybe
dunk,
yeah,
useless ass motherfucker, man. All he's there for is his looks. That's it. That's all he's been talked about. Can't play go on the court, boy. Everybody wants to talk about his good looks. Like fuck out of here. Makes no
yeah.
sense.
Well, it's it's always interesting. Yeah. So what else do we have?
What the the vibes about the Super Bowl, man. Tom Brady, 10th Super Bowl appearance. Patrick Mahomes second back to going for that back to back, just like Tom Brady. I say I'll put it like this. I'll say 35 to 28 for the Chiefs.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs. I think the man. It's hard. I don't know how the Chiefs are gonna. I don't know how the excuse me,
The
the
Buc- the
Buccaneers
Buc-
gonna stop that Chiefs offense. They already played, and the first game they wanted to give Carlton Davis Tyreek Hill, and Tyreek Hill gave him all the business. That offense is unstoppable. They throw the ball underneath now. You basically have to play cover. You have to play two deep safeties and man underneath. Sometimes zone, some cover two sink. I just don't know how they're gonna stop. And also, I don't think Kansas City has faced a team with this much talent. Now, yes, did they face this team earlier in the year? They did, but I'm talking about a hot and very much put together Buccaneers offense. I don't know how they're going to stop them. Tom Brady. If they can't rush Tom Brady's going to cut them up. Same thing with Patrick Holmes. But I think the big difference in this game is that Patrick Holmes is not going to have two of his best, offensive linemen on the left and right sides. So basically, can the Tampa Bay defense get some pressure on Mahomes? I do think they will, but Patrick Mahomes is the best guy against the blitz no matter what. And he's also going to have some hot routes, and he's going to trust his guys to get open. So I'm still taking Mahomes, but man, I really, really am close to picking Tom Brady to put himself as the GOAT of all sports with his seventh ring. But I'm picking the Chiefs,
Yeah,
31 to
they,
28.
they average 30. They average 30 points per game throughout the whole time Mahomes has been on that team. So they're
Yeah,
gonna drop. They're gonna drop 30 on your head. So it just matters about how much is the other team going to drop. And Tom Brady isn't known for his score. He isn't known for dropping TDs like that. He drops them here and there. I'll give him that, but he doesn't do it as consistently as we have heard the averages of what Mahomes has been doing. Mahomes, he averages like what two, 3 touchdowns per game, 2.5 maybe at the most. But Tom Brady, on the other hand, he don't really be throwing them. It'd be like what, the running back and then safeties. I mean, he'd be doing some of the work, but then the other people on their team be putting in the other 50% he put in. So I think he knows what time it is, man, because he knows he's facing a team that scores a lot. So he's got to mass that energy and get that one extra play better than them, because that's what it comes down to. When it comes down to that one extra play, he knows what he has to do. Because if if Mahomes is on a hot streak early, man, look, it's gonna be a long. You better get on a hot streak quick, because he's about to drop real buckets on you, as we have seen in Houston. What happened when our team was up 24-0? Out of nowhere, they started coming back. And then what happened? They dropped 51 on our head. Then by the end of the game, we lost by 20. Like that's what I'm talking about. Mahomes turned it on when he was down. So I mean, I'm still picking. I want Brady to get that 7th. He got 6, right? Yeah, I think he do got 6.
Who?
But
Yeah, Tom got 6. Yes.
Yeah, I want him to get that 7th. But I need. Well, it's kind of like I'm going for Mahomes, but I want Brady to get that 7th. That's what I'm doing.
Yeah. It's gonna be a good Super Bowl. So
shit, all thinking about what we gonna eat. Shit.
Yeah.
That's all I'm thinking. That's all I'm thinking about. Like, well, we get.
Well, I think the next big story is Deshaun Watson has officially put in his trade request, and I was reading on some websites, some football websites. A lot of people are of the decision that Deshaun really has no say, and that he should just either. Some people say he should give him the money back, or some people say he's going
to. How's he going to give the money back?
Well, I have no idea, but another one is I have no idea who gives the money back or anything, but they're going to find him anyway, so it is what it is. So a lot of people they're going to find him for training camp and OTAs, and if he decides to miss,
we're not showing up.
Yes, they're gonna eventually find him, and that can be pretty expensive, but. He does have $80 million in signing bonus money, which I don't know if they can take that back, but he did play the year where he got it, so I don't think they'll touch it.
But I know, but the moment he signed it, so he already gets it. They can't void it.
Yeah, they can't void it. So, some people, I was reading on Pro Football Talk, and some people are like, they made an investment in him. And he isn't offering to give bonus money back or offer any other financial concessions. If he wants out, then he should make it right financially with the Texans. I would say that makes no sense. And if they do that, they're going to not get players. Number one. Number two, I have heard nothing about that he needs to give bonus money back. That bonus money he got, $80 million signing bonus, he got that when he signed. Like, he literally has that now. He can't give it back.
Like, he already put his name on the dotted line. You can't give that back.
Can't give that back. Plus, he played the year it was given, so no, he's not going to get it back. Some other people say, when I'm reading here, that Watson, he can't have it both ways. He either waives no trade clause altogether so he can get the best possible deal, or he quits crying and plays the extension he just signed. Well, number one, Number one, why would you want to waive your no trade clause?
The fuck?
That's dumb. And number two, he don't gotta play. He can go sit out and make it worse. All I know is people really underestimate how uncomfortable it is for when a star player especially NFL and NBA decides to sit out and do nothing. It gets very uncomfortable, and teams want none of that uncomfortableness. number one, didn't Carson Palmer is a great example where he basically did not want to play anymore, sat out, and he got out of Cincinnati. So Deshaun could do the same thing. And plus, do the Texans really want that PR nightmare with Deshaun? And when they're losing a bunch of games, I don't think they'll be happy to have the second or third best quarterback in the league just sitting on the bench. Deshaun Watson wants out of there. And another thing I read in these comments is nobody ever talks or thinks about that the owner said Deshaun will be apprised or approved of the decisions that they are going to make, and they lied. That is what Deshaun is mad about. Deshaun Watson had no. If Deshaun Watson was never asked about any of these things, then I would be on people's sides. But when you ask somebody and tell somebody they're going to be they're going to be part of decision making and kept approved of the situation, and you don't keep them approved, and you hire whoever you want, and you put a firm in there, and they don't, and they give you two black people, and you just hire the white guy, and then you don't even interview the guy Deshaun wants, Eric Bieniemy, until he starts huffing and puffing, and now, we want to interview now. And you think hiring David Culley, this black guy, is going to matter? Ain't going to matter. Deshaun wants to get the hell out of there, and he should. This is a nasty, disgusting franchise that's led by a preacher slash cosplayer, cosplaying preacher who thinks he knows everything because he was with Bill Belichick for a little while. Like, this is crazy. This is real crazy. The owner of this team really let some cosplay preacher tell him what to do. Let's hire Nick Casario. Come on, man.
I mean, he wanted Eric Bieniemy. He wanted him. Didn't they said no? They basically like no. We're not gonna get him. So he was like, okay, I'll just put my trade clause in, and then what? The moment it was like, okay, we'll do this and that, I'm like, that's not the guy he wanted. He didn't ask for the guy for the Ravens. He asked for the guy from the Chiefs. MVP, one of his homeboys, told him, okay, check out this guy. Why would you not listen to that though? That's my thing. Watson, he was like, okay, fuck it, man. I'll take what I can get. Why did they not listen to that though? There's a reason why y'all haven't been. There's a reason why y'all been unsuccessful in the playoffs for a reason. Y'all don't know what y'all doing. There's a reason why your team hasn't been successful since y'all been 12-4 and won the division title. Because y'all don't know what y'all doing in the office. Y'all just think just because they want this, and then they say just because y'all think Deshaun he wanted this, y'all said no, then y'all go ahead and get somebody he don't want. So it's like, well, you kind of did to yourself the moment y'all told him no, and he has every right to control and command the situation. And I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not surprised he did the trade clause. I would have done the same shit too. I would have.
Yeah, look, Deshaun Watson, it's in his court. Okay, it is in his court because from what Shannon Sharp was reporting, because he's the one who broke it. I don't see anybody talking about Shannon Sharp as the one that broke this story. He did. Deshaun Watson says that he is more than willing to play hardball. And we all know what that is, Deshaun. You must sit out games. I'm not talking about preseason. I'm not talking about OTAs and training camp. I'm talking about real NFL games. If you really want to leave, you're going to have to sacrifice your season. Now, the last guy to do that crazy stuff was Le'Veon Bell. And eventually, in the end, did it work for him? You could say so. And also, he is in the Super Bowl, so eventually it worked out. But that's what he's going to have to possibly do, because I don't know if the Texans are going to trade him within like the first 2 months of the season. Something tells me they won't. But if he, especially with David, with the new coach and with the new coach, that means I think they have basically earlier OTAs. He's not going to come to those OTAs. He's not going to come to those meetings. And for all those people in the comment section I read on Pro Football Talk trying to be like, fine him into oblivion, or that Deshaun Watson should just go there or go sit at home, or he's gonna be, weak. Deshaun's very stout about his belief that he needs to be out of there. And I don't blame him. He needs to bounce, dude. The team sucks. They traded away DeAndre Hopkins. They traded away Dwayne Brown. And the team's horrible. And he played well. He didn't throw any interceptions. He only threw 7 interceptions throughout the entire year. It's not his fault. His defense can't stop anybody. And he had basically no running game. So when you played them every week, it was try to stop Deshaun Watson. And that was it. And so it is what it is.
What do you think about DeMarcus Cousins this season?
I think he's played well whenever he's gotten time. Obviously, I think he's had 2 2010 games when Christian Wood did not play. So obviously, when Christian Wood does not play, he does show that he can still be a clearly a starter, even play decent minutes. But at this point of his career, unfortunately, due to all the injuries, he does have to. He can only really play like 33 minutes, because every time, even the games when they don't have Christian Wood, he doesn't even finish the game. So clearly they don't believe that he's not. They don't believe that he can be like a guy that can finish games. But I mean, he looks good, but he usually plays like 20 minutes at the most. So who really knows?
I think he got more. He got more. So I seen on IG that he got more 3-pointers made than Tyler Hero. I was like, well, I mean, Tyler Hero. I don't think he barely played this season right now. So
yeah, he hasn't played much. He hasn't even shot the ball either. So that's true though. No lie, that whole team's pretty bad. But yeah. How good do you think DeMarcus Cousins has played himself?
Yeah, I mean, he's played well. I believe it or not, I do like Cousins, but I mean, even though like he does, I mean, you could say he's kind of like an asshole on the court more than off the court. But I mean, I like what I'm seeing. At least he's not injured. He doesn't what you call him? Yeah, he's not he's not injured. He's actually playing. So I think he's easy and right. I mean, right now he's averaging like what 8.7 and 7 rebounds and only playing like how many minutes he's playing?
What? 17 minutes, which isn't great. But I mean, the guy doesn't. Whenever basically, what's his face? Whenever Christian comes back, they do a good. They try to basically not play them with each other. So he's only gonna. It's nothing he can do. He's just gonna be okay. That's how it is. Unfortunately. Yeah. I mean, like, what has been his best games have been the last 2 games where the guy plays literally 30 minutes. If he plays 30 minutes, he will be good. That's how it is. Like, if you look at every stop on his way, whenever he's played, his best games have been when they played him a bunch of minutes. He hasn't had the opportunity. Defensively, he's completely
17, 19, 11. So I mean, it says something like if he plays a lot, then he's going to perform.
Yeah. He hasn't shot. Yeah, you just he clearly isn't a come off the bench type of player. He's only shooting like 34%. He had his best shooting night. He's played 3 games where he's actually played significant minutes. He's gotten at least double-digit rebounds. He did have the 2 of 16 game against the Pistons, but obviously the Mavericks game is what you would say is the old boogie, type of game where he has the 28 points, 17 rebounds, 5 assists, that type of game that he usually used to have That's really how good he can be if he gives him time. He did want to play with John Wall, but they're gonna have to find some way to give him some more time. But on this team, he's not going to be a big part of the team. You know, the next game when they got all their players back, he only played 11 minutes. So, like, how good he's gonna have to move to a different team. He is 30 years old, so you know,
because he's the type of player that needs to be on the court to be effective and help the team.
yeah,
Because like as you see in Sacramento, he was doing wonders in Sacramento because he was involved in the offense, and he was one of the key reasons why the Kings were won games. Now you put him in Houston, it's not the case. You look at his stats, stats ain't really all of his stats ain't really like that. And then when you got that 20-17 game, that's the old book you want to see. So I think that Steven Siles, or however you say his last name, needs to look at it, man. Because when he's on the court, when he's doing his things go good, and when he's not there, things do not go good. So you gotta think about DeMarcus Cousins. What has he been his whole career? A bench person or a starter? A starter. What just like Carmelo, but the different thing with Carmelo is his Carmelo's production just gradually went down. Cousins, his only went down because of injury. Carmelo wasn't injured. DeMarcus Cousins was injured, and now he's on a team where it's opened up a bit because Harden's gone. That's the time where where who is it where the coach needs to capitalize on that and say, okay, now that Harden's gone, you can now be involved more. Because look what happened with CJ McCollum with the LaMarcus Aldridge when he left. He went from 6 points to 20 points the next year because he was involved in the offense more, and he was good, but we did not see that. We did not see the 20 point CJ McCollum. We only saw the CJ McCollum when when LaMarcus Aldridge was there, and he was still performing. Now, like I said, the year later he left, CJ McCollum went from 6 to 20. So that tells you something that he was always good. He just didn't have enough, the minutes to be good, to show off his skills.
yeah. And also with what's his face with you know, DeMarcus Cousins. Him and Christian Wood are basically the same player. So it is tough for those guys to really showcase, play them in the same lineup because they're kind of the same player. They kind of go against, who they really are. So it is going to be hard for those guys to play well with each other. But excuse me, I do hope that he can get on a team that really can believe in him and can really give him a shot at being successful and going back to his old ways. So, is there anything else that you want to talk about here?
I mean, you look at the Jazz, man. They on a 10 game win streak, the biggest in the league or in the league today.
Yeah,
And
they're playing well.
These shocked me.
Yeah, I get. Yeah, I can understand that them shocking you. I it's hard. This season, pandemic, they're clearly the best team in the Western Conference right now. You just have to give it to them. You win 10 straight games, you get that respect from me. Donovan Mitchell did not play the last game. They did a great job, though, against Luka and Porzingis, which shows their usual defensive intensity, so I'm very happy about that. They do get to play them again today, so I expect Luka to make some changes, which I told you earlier is that I'm very interested in the way the NBA season is going to be with these kind of, 2-game series very close by. Teams are going to make changes, even though they're regular season games, they will. So, I do believe that they are playing well right now. Rudy Gobert had a crazy game, a game ago, due to having to play many more minutes. I think he played around 30 minutes.
He had 29 and 20.
Yeah, he had a really big game. I think he had 5 blocks and that as well. Uh,
It was like 3 steals and 3 blocks.
yeah, 3 steals, 3 blocks. Okay. Yeah. I'm sorry. Mike Conley played well. Jordan Clarkson is probably the best 6 man off the bench right now. I mean, a lot of teams should want Jordan Clarkson for his scoring. That he can bring off the bench. He's carved himself a nice niche out in the league, so they have that as well. And so yeah, they're playing well right now. They're playing good teams. They're beating good teams, and they are who I think people thought Denver would be. I think Denver is one of those kind of maybe a little bit disappointing. I do think the Dallas Mavericks are the one of the most disappointing teams. They're 8-10. They sacrifice offense for defense, and they still can't stop nobody. And other teams are just scoring whatever they want. I mean, that is who DeMarcus Cousins has had the best game he's had in like 3 years against. So they're in a little trouble over there. Over there in Dallas.
Yeah, that. Bro. I was like, when I see Lucas 3 point percentage, I was like, oh my god, he can't shoot. How the hell is a guard like Luca that good? But when it comes to shooting, he's shit from three. Go.
It's the way that guy he shoots them like a slingshot. So it kind of ends up looking kind of bad. Yeah, I'm not surprised he shoots that bad. That jump shot he has is kind of awkward. You know,
Yeah, the way it was like the way it looks, it just doesn't look right.
yeah, it doesn't really. Like if you watch it, you kind of go kind of throw pushes. It just goes back and forth. It's like a pendulum in a way. The way he shoots the ball, so it just ends up looking really bad. And so it is what it is. Hopefully, he can fix it in due time or try and improve it. And also, every time he shoots a three, it's always a step back. Anyways, it's never like, well, I mean, most people shoot step backs regardless in this league. But he's obviously he shouldn't be trying to shoot step backs. If I'm him, I'm trying to limit the amount of 3 point shots I'm shooting. Anyways, that's what I would do. If I was him, just basically limit the amount of 3 point shots
I
you're
mean,
taking.
when you got James Harden doing step backs like 10 step back threes per game, it's kind of like okay, since he's doing this shit and it works for him, let me try and copy what he's doing.
Yeah,
So
we do call him kind of like the uh the international James Harden. He basically plays like James Harden. If you really think about it. Always inside, always putting his body on somebody, always getting fouls. Um, and he shoots step back threes. He shoots no mid ranges. He does have a bevy of floaters and up and unders and post moves, but he's basically James Harden. He just doesn't. It doesn't seem like it's as abusive with the dribble, everything. That's what makes James Harden so like difficult to watch, which is why people enjoy him. I think more in Brooklyn now, and I think even he enjoys him more. If you've read his comments on certain games, he's always said like, "Yeah, man, I really am enjoying myself right now. I'm not dribbling as much. I'm not pounding the ball like crazy." So I understand why he enjoys playing basketball, especially now, because I do believe the guy did not enjoy like dribbling the ball like that every time. They just kind of had to do that for him. So I'm happy for him as that he's played better. But yeah, Luka, he's not no. You can't be no MVP candidate with no 8-10 record. So my
he's
MVP.
shooting fucking 28% from three. He's shooting like Russell Westbrook, man.
Yeah,
You know,
Russell Westbrook.
you're on the Russell Westbrook level of 3 point
Yeah,
shooting.
yeah. Except he's still young, so it won't matter right now. But he does need to improve that 3 point shot. And if he's gonna keep shooting that step back three, he needs to improve that step back three then. Because golly, is that step back three an issue? My God, that shit is like crazy. But anything else? Anything else to talk about?
No, no, that's it.
All right. Well. All right then. Well, That's it, man. Hope you guys have enjoyed the podcast. Hope you guys like, comment, subscribe. Look at that. Look down below. Look at the.
Look at all the playlist, man.
Yeah, a lot of episodes. Um, I I have chat to talk about at some point the Deshaun Watson rumors, or not really rumors, but the Deshaun Watson to your favorite team trades, which everybody's saying that basically every team in the NFL should look at. If you need a trade for Deshaun Watson, you should. I don't believe that nonsense. Deshaun Watson, is he better than Lamar? Better than Josh Allen? Sure. But those two guys keep making the playoffs. He keeps not making the playoffs. So, a little taste for what I will give out in the future about Deshaun Watson and this whole nonsense about 30 teams except Mahomes, except the Chiefs should look out for him. That's some fucking bullshit. But okay, whatever. I'm gonna move on.
See, I don't think the Chiefs need to be looking out for anybody. They already got the franchise quarterback already. So
yeah, I think a lot of teams should not be looking out for anybody. A lot of teams, because they don't need the guy. But yeah, all right, let's move. Let's get out of here.
anyway, make sure you like, share, comment, subscribe. If you new, you know what to do. And check out the links down below and the playlist for all the past episodes. And we out this thing. Ah!
Later.